I got a question. Since when in this country has it been, have people of color been treated with fairness and equality? Real fairness, real equality that we didn't have to fight for, march for, get beat for, get lynched for, get killed for, X, Y, and Z. This country has been historically unfair to people of color, right? Rather right. So, with that being said, why do people continue to think that things would change or be surprised at the actions? I feel like one of the biggest problems with people of color, black people in particular, is that they keep we keep expecting different results, doing the same thing, which is insanity. That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. So if you want to change, you gotta put the work in. So listen, I feel like a lot of black people, we think that we could do the same thing white folks do, and we can't. So it's like I'm not I'm not justifying anything that done happened in the last few days with things was going on with the little kid that got killed by the Chinese dude, or the conviction of Carmelo Anthony. What I am saying is that we know the odds is already stacked up against us. We know this. So Carmelo Anthony had his trial. We seen what the jury looked like. All old white people. It's supposed to be a jury of your peers. None of them look like his peers to me. But we know these things are going to happen because the cards are stacked against us. So with that being said, if we know that the cards are stacked against us and we not going to get the same treatment, the same fairness, sometimes it's not about what you do. It's about what you don't do, what you don't allow yourself to get pulled into, what you don't allow yourself to get dragged into. You feel what I'm saying? Not reacting, having emotional control. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, brothers, what you mean by we can? It's about having emotional control. Even the situation with the young boy that got killed by the Chinese dude, right? I'm not advocating that at all. Young kid getting killed. But at the end of the day, I also feel like it boils down to the parenting also. We gotta teach our kids and tell our kids you can't do certain things. You can't go into a store stealing. You can't be walking the streets with guns. You can't be doing none of this stuff because there's a war outside. It's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You feel me? There's a war happening every day with us. When you do these things and you do extra things, you're only giving them justification for killing you. Now that man is justified for killing you because you have a gun on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't make it easy. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, if you didn't go in the store stealing, doing what you doing, you don't even put yourself in that position. You don't put yourself in that situation. Is not justifying what happened because it's wrong. This man, this Chinese dude, he done had two other incidents where he done shot people, this, that, and the third, didn't go to jail. So if you know you're dealing with somebody that done went to jail, that didn't go to jail for shooting, this, you know what I'm saying? Use your head. All right, this is what this person do. Why give them a reason, a justified free kill? We put ourselves in positions that we shouldn't be in the beginning. And then when things don't work out in our favor and we don't get fairness and we don't get justice, now everybody's in an uproar. Stop putting yourself in positions that you don't need to be in. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. It's about educating ourselves. It's about having discernment. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom. It's about being able to look at a situation. You're like, you know what? Because I've been in this situation plenty of times where I'm like, yo, the shit could go up, right? It's nothing for it to go up. If it gotta go up, then it's gonna go up and it's gonna be stuck, right? But then I'd be like, you know what? This ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already see what's gonna happen down the line. You feel me? Like, and us, we have to be able to project and to be able to look and see what's gonna happen down the line. It ain't always about that instant gratification of getting your shit off. You get what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you could be dead right and be dead wrong. You get what I'm saying? I used to go to APs a lot. I stopped going to APs because I'm like, yo, if I go to the AP, obviously I gotta have the blick on me. If I gotta have the blick on me, I don't need to be here. You don't need to be somewhere where you gotta have a blick on you. Because anything that happens after that point is your fault. Even if somebody do something to you unprovoked and then you react off that, it's still your fault because you was there somewhere where you wasn't supposed to be and you had a blick on you. Say you driving home from the AP. You just run into a random search. Now you got caught with the blick. That's your fault because you shouldn't have been out that late with the blick on you. So, like, what I'm saying is just like, it's about just keeping ourselves out of situations, taking yourself out of situations. We gotta be more intentional. You get what I'm saying? Like, everything ain't about being reactionary, and that's why we keep losing because we're always reacting to things instead of being proactive, instead of showing initiative. Sometimes you need a person to be like, nah, we're not doing that. Nah, let's go. We out of here. Yo, that shit ain't even worth it. Let's go. Why would you put yourself in these positions? We be having kids out here. We be having family that love us. We have friends that love us. We have communities that love us. And yet, it still make it seem like it's so hard for us to make an educated decision about taking yourself out of situations, out of avoiding situations. An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. It ain't always about what you do. It's about what you don't do a lot of times, what you don't allow yourself to get dragged into, what you don't allow yourself to react to. You feel me? Let me see what you said. Uh, and as to what you're saying, we have to change the mindset in the inner city. We've been part of the legal system and sell out or snitch, and it's bad. We need more yeah, nah, definitely, bro. We do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up together, so we already know what each other done did out the mud. Dudes done been in and out the legal system, group homes, jails, prisons, all that. But it's like, yeah, we do need more, people in the system. But how are we gonna get that when the only thing we teaching and advocating and glorifying with our children is sports, being a musician, being a rapper, just dumb shit. You don't see people glorifying our community. Our community isn't really glorifying the things that we really need. And then a lot of times I grew up in an era where if you wanted to excel and say that you wanted to do whatever else, fireman, astronaut, whatever, like, you was looked at as being corny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody was jacking. It was all on some gangster time. You feel me? So it's like, yeah, we need these things, but we got to implement these things into our children. We got to advocate for that. We have to encourage that. Like, I remember I was 16, 17, first time I came home from the county, right? I got so much praise from that. A fiend was like, she was like, yo, congratulations, you graduated. And I didn't know what she was talking about because I'm like, I graduated? Like, I ain't graduated yet. I got kicked out of school. And she's like, no, you graduated, you first came home, woo, woo, woo. So it's like, I got more praise from that, from coming home from the county, than I did when I actually got back in school and got my diploma. It was just like, oh yeah, you got a diploma, whatever. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like the things that we advocate and the things that we glorify and the things that we put our energy into, it's got to change. It's got to change. We got to start telling these kids and raising them up at a younger age to be like, this is what we need. You get what I'm saying? Like if you look at Asian families and things like that, like it ain't all about what the kid want to do. It's about what the community needs. All right, listen, we need a lawyer in the family. The community needs a lawyer. We need a banker. We need whatever it may be. And then that's what that child goes after because that's what the family and the community needs. And I feel like that's one of the biggest problems with us. We're not thinking about, we're not thinking, India, what's up? How you doing? What up, cuz? Roseanne, what up, cuz? So we're not thinking about the smallest unit first. You can't change your community if your family not good. You can't have your family good and change your family dynamic if you ain't good. Look yourself in the mirror first. Speak affirmations to yourself. Do self-inventory. Do self-reflection. Okay, what are my bad habits? What do I need to improve on? What better habits can I pick up on? And these things don't happen overnight. They happen gradually, one day at a time, one brick at a time, one step at a time. You feel me? Nah, yo, bro, that ass. We did take it together. I remember when I got kicked out of Proctor or whatever, and then they ended up letting me back in. I ended up graduating after I took the GED class. So I ended up getting the GED class and then went back to school for the final year and then walked across the stage and got the high school diploma. Don't ask me why. That's just what I did. So yeah, but it's about doing that self-reflection. You know what I'm saying? Like start with you first. Get you right. Then you start building, you start implementing these values, these morals, integrity, principles into your children and your family. You know what I'm saying? Then once the family is good, then you can build on to the community. I feel like everybody is trying to, and we all do, we all a victim of it. We looking at the big thing first when you gotta start at the smallest thing first. You start at the root, you start at the bottom. Learn how to put the money, learn how to put the weed in the bag first, then get money. You feel me? That's a line from Belly. That's one of my favorite lines. But all right, so let me see.